Mark Martin this year has wins at Las Vegas, at Texas, at California, Michigan, and Bristol. But even with all of those great numbers, he is, as you saw, 67 points down to Jeff Gordon. Taking a look at Mark Martin's season graphically, look at that right there. He had the bad run at Daytona, Atlanta, Texas, and Talladega. But otherwise, every other spot has been a top 10 finish with 5 victories, as we mentioned. He's set to go racing today. Glenn Jarrett is standing by with Mark Martin.
And Eli, Mark sits in the car. He starts from 5th today. If ever a team were on a roll, this one is. But they've never won here at New Hampshire. But I asked everybody in the garage area this morning. They said Mark Martin is the man to beat.
Well, we had a great race car yesterday with the Valvoline Cummins Taurus, but today's a new day. The sun's out. You know, we got our fingers crossed, and you know, if it doesn't work just right, maybe we can make some adjustments.
I think he's downplaying a little bit. They were almost 0.2 of a second quicker than anybody yesterday, Eli.
Certainly was the case. Now, Glenn, think about this, though. The guy who has that 67-point lead is sitting on the Bud pole here today. That, of course, is Jeff Gordon on the pole for the 7th time in 1998. Let's look at his season. Jeff Gordon's year has been a remarkable one. 8 wins. Those victories and those fine runs coming everywhere from coast to coast. He, along with Jeff Burton, have 2 wins here at New Hampshire International Speedway. And when you take a look at Gordon's season graphically, you'll see that since the Talladega race on April the 26th, only once at Richmond in June has Gordon finished lower than 5th. It's remarkable. Steve Burns, some folks just wonder how in the world he does it.
Yeah, Eli, those numbers are, in fact, incredible for Jeff Gordon. All the wins, all the poles, just a phenomenal season. But there's one interesting stat about this race. Jeff Gordon is on the pole, and the pole winner has never won this race. Jeff, how about today?
Well, we hope we can change that today. You know, it's the first time I've ever had that #1 pit spot there, too. So, you know, the car's running good, but we got some tough guys behind us, too. So, you know, we're going to just have our work cut out for us, but the track's going to change a lot. And, I think, you know, our chances are good, but you got to be in position towards the end. You got to be there at the end, and this place has been really slick this week, so it should be interesting.
All right, best of luck to you. And we're getting ready for the green flag here at the Farm Aid on CMT 300 here on TNN. We're ready for action just ahead.
Nobody loves cars more than I do. Each one is a work of art. So when the maker of all these chose a new antifreeze, it got my attention.
General Motors now uses the deck school technology of Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze in virtually all its new vehicles. The same patented formula you can use in your car for 5 years or 150,000 miles. So do what GM did. Switch to Haviland.
I use it in my car. I only wish this were it.
In Murray, Utah, a lot of folks like to work on their cars themselves, and they come to AutoZone because they know they'll find quality parts, low prices, great selection, and helpful people like Rick Perry. Now, Rick's been around cars all his life, so he knows a thing or two about looking up parts and solving problems. And whether it's selling new parts or testing old ones, he's always glad to help. You see, when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Please don't drive drunk.
If you had $40,000, would you pay off your bills, make home improvements, or keep some for emergencies? Well, at First Plus, you can get up to $40,000 or more with no equity required. And you can get pre-qualified right now. Here's how.
Do you own your home? Do you have good credit? Do you want to pay off your bills and lower your monthly payments?
If you said yes to all 4 questions, call First Plus now. Tell them you're pre-qualified to apply for the money you need. Call First Plus at 888-950-MORE.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Farm Aid on CMT 300 is being brought to you by Texaco. Texaco, a world of energy. By the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America, AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. By Miller Lite, who reminds you that whenever you feel good, it's Miller time. And by First Plus Financial. At First Plus, you don't need equity, you just need a home. Welcome back, everybody. Buddy Baker joins us now, as per usual. What an unusual weekend here. We've had more drivers seemingly in the wall at times and on the racing surface itself.
You're exactly right. The reason for that, they put an asphalt reconditioner in the corners here, made it very slick. The racing groove itself is great, but you get 2 inches out of the racing groove, hey, you can spin out in a hurry.
Doesn't matter who your favorite was, chances are he had some problems throughout the course of the weekend. Everybody, starting with the first practice on Friday, either spun totally, impacted the wall. They have gone to, in some instances, backup cars like Jeff Burton and Ernie Irvin. Others, like Dale Earnhardt, has had to go to a backup. Wally Dallenbach problems in qualifying. Even Ron Fellows had to go not only to a backup car, but to a third car to get set for today's race here in New Hampshire. It's been that kind of weekend. But I think Dick Berggren, maybe the biggest name, was Jeff Burton, in light of the fact that he has 2 wins here in the last 2 July races. Going to a backup had to hurt that bunch.
Yeah, it was Friday morning when he was just running into the third turn. Everything was fine. He said nothing broke. He was in the groove. A tire didn't go down, but he just hammered the wall, demolishing the car he won with here in July. The backup he's in here today is a good race car. It's the same car he won Martinsville with last year. This morning, his crew chief, Frankie Stoddard, said he's got a good chance to win the race, but he starts in 25th.
Always nice, though, when you can roll out a winning race car as the so-called backup. Another major story here has been the return of Jimmy Spencer. After the injuries at Indianapolis, chances are you know the story. Boris said drove for him at Watkins Glen. Well, Jimmy has had an accident here. It happened yesterday afternoon, or actually yesterday morning. And as late as 11 o'clock today, there was a question as to whether Jimmy himself would drive that no-bull Ford or whether Ted Musgrave would be behind the wheel, because Ted is here, was scheduled as a relief driver if necessary. Matt Yoakum has the latest on that story down on pit road. Matt?
Eli, with that crash Saturday morning, Jimmy Spencer's comeback weekend turned ominous. He did practice the backup car, but he waited until 11 a.m. to make the final call. Would he start the Noble Ford? Yes, he will. Ted Musgrave will be standing by just in case Jimmy Spencer decides that he does indeed need to get out of the car. Now, I'll tell you what, more action going on. Let's go back upstairs to Eli Gold.
Matt, thank you very much. You can hear in the background the engines have fired. The grandstands are packed. We are heading inside to bring you all the action. The Farm Aid on CMT 300 is live on TNN as soon as we come back.
This is no ordinary leather jacket.
Because when you put it on, you're not just saying you're a NASCAR fan. You're saying you care about kids.
Buy any Exide NASCAR Select battery in 1998
and get the special 50th anniversary NASCAR jacket for just $150.
And on behalf of NASCAR fans everywhere, Exide will donate all profits to Give Kids the World Foundation.
The special edition 50th anniversary NASCAR jacket. Look for details wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Nice jacket.
As a sponsor of the Fan Tour, the Money Store is offering a $500 cash rebate on home equity loans. It's the Money Store 500 rebate. It's a great way to get rid of bills and cut expenses. And now you can get an extra $500 cash when you get your loan from the Money Store. If you're a homeowner, call 1-800-LOAN-YES now and ask for the Money Store 500 rebate.
I won!
But only if you call the Money Store.
As a lad growing up in the outback, golf legend Nigel Bridges showed little aptitude for sports. He wasn't very good at rugby or cricket, or so it seemed, at golf. But he tried and he tried and he tried and he tried and he tried. Until he got it right. You'll find the same dedication and commitment to perfection at Outback Steakhouse, where a great steak dinner is always just a short drive away. Outback Steakhouse, no rules, just right.
Good shot!
Want to know the secret to the primetime porterhouse at the Palm Steakhouse? A1 steak sauce and the marinade. A1, a marinade, a seasoning, a 136-year-old secret.
Marty's here. Let's see a fuel injector for a Ford Pro. A starter for a Saab. See you tomorrow, Marty.
Get new temp antifreeze, just $1.49 a gallon.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
September 19th on TNN Motorsports. It's a critical race for the points title in the NASCAR Busch Grand National Series. For the drivers with a shot at the championship, it's time to put up or get out of the way. Find out who will make it through a 200-lap fight for the Monster Mile and who won't. Don't miss the MBNA Gold 200 live September 19th at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific. And it's only on TNN Motorsports.
We are back with you here at New Hampshire International Speedway. The field just now beginning to roll off the starting line. So why don't we take a look at the starting lineup for the Farm Aid on CMT 300. Jeff Gordon, 7th pole of the year. Bobby Labonte with a couple of wins this year. Kenny Schrader normally wins the pole here, has a couple of times. And Kenny Wallace, a former winner here in the NASCAR Busch Series back in '91. Mark Martin, 5 wins this year. And Jeremy Mayfield, fellas, if qualifying means something, it's his first top 10 start ever at this racetrack.
Hasn't led a lap here yet, but it could well be a good day for Mayfield today. He's back.
Rick Mast has won here in the Busch Series. John Andretti, Bobby Hamilton. They changed engines in Hamilton's machine and Andretti's car this morning. Kenny Irwin is the leading rookie, and Mike Skinner was 5th here back in July. Terry Labonte, and maybe today, Buddy Baker for Rusty Wallace. 51 races now without a win, but he is psyched.
Oh, yeah, he's really up for this race, and the crew, they're doing a great job. They said they had a great car here.
There's Jimmy Spencer. Ted Musgrave is standing by if needed. Dale Earnhardt in a backup machine. Ernie Irvan won here in '96, and Lloyd Burton. Jeff Green and Bill Elliott in row number 11. Row number 12, Kyle Petty. He was 8th here, you remember, back in July. And Robert Presley, who won a NASCAR Busch race here in '93. Two-time winner here, Jeff Burton and Jerry Nadeau. Chad Little has won here in the Busch Series. Dick Trickle, 275 starts today in NASCAR Winston Cup racing. And on down the line, Joe Nemechek won a Busch Series race here in 1992. There you see the remainder of the starting field. On down towards those now who start to take provisional starting spots and so on. Sterling Marlin, 425 NASCAR Winston Cup starts, counting the one here today. Ron Fellows and yet another backup machine on the past champions provisional for Darrell Waltrip. On board with Mark Martin today from his 5th starting spot. Jeff Burton has the Exide Steel onboard camera from 25th. Darrell Waltrip starting in 43rd position. Rick Mast will ride us around in the Remington Polaris machine. He goes from 8th spot. Kenny Irwin leading the Rookie of the Year battle, starts 11th. And Dennis Setzer going from 34th starting spot as the field gets the 1-to-go signal now from Jimmy Howell atop the flag stand, 1 lap away from going to green. Those who didn't qualify, Kenny Bouchard. Sad story for Derek Cope. You know, if he did not go racing on the 2nd round, he would have made the race. But he went qualifying on the 2nd round of Bud Pole qualifying, and it did not hold up. If he had stayed where he was, he'd be racing here today. Now time for the AutoZone prep for the race, brought to you by the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. There are the numbers. 300 laps here. You see 317.4 miles. This track is 1.058 miles around.
12-degree backing in the corners, and the straightaways are virtually flat.
Biggest number on that screen, the one on top, $2.3 million. That's the most amount of money that's ever been offered for a 1-mile speedway.
Dick Berggren, Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett, Matt Yoakum, Steve Burns, yours truly, Eli Gold, set to go racing with you.
Now all passes to the right.
And we are set for green here at New Hampshire International Speedway.
Oh, you're ready. Green, 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 green. Go, go, go.
go. The first one always critical, and it was a clean one.
Eli, I'm noticing already there's 2 grooves out there due to the racing they had here yesterday. You see Jeff Gordon on the outside of Bobby Labonte coming down the back straightaway there. He actually took the high line around there, and he's able to run with Bobby Labonte.
And bring Ken Schrader along with him. Schrader, who has not won since 1991, psyched about his chances today as Bobby Labonte takes the lead.
Somebody is making a statement early was Kenny Wallace, already moved up in the 3rd spot.
Kenny, there he is in the 81 machine for Phil Martossi. Now as Schrader takes the lead, Wallace grabs 2nd, Labonte you see in 3rd. Changes around that quickly. Another factor, folks, we have had changeable weather conditions here this weekend.
Look at Jeff Gordon, though, in the high line there. He has dropped about 5 spots since this race started. Make it 6 now until he can get back in line. That inside line is just pulling away.
And Kenny Wallace now takes that square D machine to the front.
Oh, Wallace showed an awful lot of strength this early in the race. A lot of people thought his qualifying was a fluke. He qualified 4th, but he was the last guy to take time, and late was better than early in qualifying. But he's showing right now it wasn't a fluke. He's strong.
This is only the 4th race all year that Kenny Wallace has led. He led 17 laps back in March at Atlanta, 8 laps at Martinsville, and 2 laps at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Eli, Jeff Gordon finally got a break. His teammate, Terry Labonte, let him in line, so he's back in line, but he's way back. He's in about 10th place now.
Here's what the radar gun will tell us. 125 miles an hour. The readout we get here in the booth. You'll have to trust me on that one.
Here comes Kenny Schrader looking to the inside, has Mark Martin right along with him. Can't make it. I tell you, Kenny Wallace right now is leaving this team at the end of the year, but he's making a statement, a strong statement. That is a good race car.
Kenny Schrader, that's running in 2nd spot right now, has got a very strong race car. His crew chief, Andy Petrie, said this morning that they had been very fast in qualifying. They sure had. They won both poles here last year. But Petrie said he's never been really good in the race. He's good in the race today. And Petrie said he may be better in New Hampshire right now in race trim than Ken Schrader has ever been.
Well, you're riding with the guy right now that everybody in the garage area this morning said, this is the car to watch. Mark Martin running along in 3rd right now. No confrontation, no push, no shove yet.
Of course, we're also just 7 laps into 300. Lots yet to unfold here.
Well, a round of applause Mark Martin got from this crowd in New Hampshire when he was introduced at the driver introductions earlier this morning. They really like this guy.
Riding with Mark Martin now. Back to the main straightaway.
Eli, look at that crowd. Not a seat to be had anywhere. Complete sellout. What a great crowd they have here in New Hampshire today.
This racetrack becomes the largest city in New Hampshire when all the race fans come to town. Let's watch who's coming up through the field. Pick out Jeff Burton right there, folks, as he starts working his way back up. He's already being shown in 17th position now. So bit by bit, make that 16th as Jeff Green goes wide from that 25th spot when the day began. If you're a follower of Dale Earnhardt, he's just ahead of that group. There you see Dale running in 12th right now behind Jeremy Mayfield. He started in 18th, so he's picked up 6 spots quickly.
That's a brand new car that Earnhardt is in. They're trying to keep most of the details of that race car quite secret. We do know that the chassis is a good bit different than anything he has run before. They've towed it around and tested it, but that's the backup for here. And Earnhardt says, I really like this car. It's very strong, and the crew likes it too.
You can see right there, as we watch Mayfield fight through traffic, he took a 10th place away from Rick Mast.
Mayfield's crashed here the last 2 times he's run New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And a DNF here in July.
Remember, he was running 8th at the time, started 30th, came up to 8th, crashed and finished 30th as we see Ernie Irvan make the move inside of Rick Mast.
His crew says Ernie Irvan's an incredible person. We were talking, every time he comes in and gets sideways on the racetrack in practice, he'd come in and ask the crew, "Did you see me? Did you see me?"
There's the situation up front. Kenny Wallace ahead of Ken Schrader and Mark Martin. Gordon led the first lap, Bobby Labonte the second, Schrader the third. Kenny Wallace has led from lap 4 through 11.
Livelong Day 19, traveling the circuits of NASCAR.
Darlington, Daytona, Talladega, Charlotte. The drivers, the cars, the action, bumper to bumper, mano-a-mano at speeds of over 200 miles an hour, with us covering every heart-pounding, adrenaline-pumping moment at the incredible speed of over
35 miles an hour, as fast as it goes.
What? It's a good thing they keep going around in circles.
Bring the royal taster.
Read my cat.
Pork, the other white meat. The more power, the quicker the flash, the brighter the smiles. Introducing new Duracell Ultra with a concentrated power force to get more life out of your high-tech devices. New Duracell Ultra. More power, more life.
From high overhead New Hampshire International Speedway, first, second, and third place. Kenny Wallace, Ken Schrader, Mark Martin. They have pulled away by a half second from the fourth place runner, Bobby Labonte. Dale Jarrett is fifth, John Andretti sixth. Kenny Irwin now in seventh with Jeff Gordon eighth, Terry Labonte ninth, and Jeremy Mayfield in 10th. If you were with us on our coverage yesterday of the Farm Aid on CMT doubleheader, the NASCAR Featherlight Modified Tour and the Busch North Series of NASCAR, even though their tires are different and all of that, fellas, it really helped bring in that second groove of this racetrack, no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah, the racetrack's in 100% better shape than it was even in the last practice. I guess it was overcast most of the morning. The racetrack is virtually cool right now, and we do have clouds here on and off today. You're going to have a break in the heat on the surface, so the racetrack's coming to the drivers.
He's in 8th place, Jeff Gordon is, after starting on the Bud pole. Kenny Irwin having a good run in 7th. Remember, he knows this racetrack, not only from Winston Cup racing earlier, but he also ran well in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series here during his days on that NASCAR touring division. So familiarity with the racetrack, buddy, and you know it because you're obviously a great racer for years. When you come to a place that you know, particularly early in your career, it's got to help.
Well, and also being here several times, you have ideas of what you're looking for as far as the way the car handles and all. So it really helps to have been to a racetrack 2 or 3 times. It makes setting the cars up so much easier.
There's Mike Skinner, had a fine top 5 run here back in July, running in 24th right now. In the last 6 races, though, Matt, you know, in 6 races, only 6 drivers have earned more points than Skinner. They're really coming along.
They definitely are, Eli. They're hunting their first victory. I'll tell you what, they started the race, they thought they were going to be very good, but the car has gone very tight off the corner. His coach, Larry McReynolds, just like back in July, is coaching Mike. Don't worry, save the car. We'll adjust on it at the first round of pit stops. And why is Larry such a good coach here at New Hampshire? 5 top 10s in 7 races, and those 2 races that he didn't finish in the top 5, his car was in the top 5 when they were crashed out.
When you hear one of our reporters talk about the car being tight, for you first-time viewers, I'm talking to you, the other people know. We try to explain as we go along. What that means is you turn the steering to the left and the front of the car goes out towards the wall, and you have to get out the throttle to make it to respond. So it's really an awkward thing to have happen to a race car.
You saw that bar graph of Mike Skinner's season come flying in, and you might have noticed that 7th place run at Bristol last week, his best ever short track performance. Meanwhile, up front, things are tightening a bit. that next group of cars behind Wallace, Schrader, and Martin. That next group led by Bobby Labonte. There they are, starting to close in.
Well, Wallace is impressive, isn't he? Leading all this many laps here. He's just doing a great job. But the key job he's got for today is to finish. He has more DNFs, Kenny Wallace does, than any other driver in the series. He's got to bring the car home whole. He's crashed out 4 times, lost 5 motors. He's got a Yates motor in it today. Hopes that thing holds up.
One nice thing that Kenny Wallace can't see is the effortless turns that you're riding with Mark Martin right now. His hands are virtually still. The spokes on the wheel all the way through the corner hardly ever move. He's just riding. That car is working for him. He is on his way right now to a great finish. If nothing unforeseen doesn't happen to him.
He's having a career year. 5 Winston Cup point wins. 1 the Winston. 1 a Busch Grand National race at Charlotte. 1 2 IROC races in the IROC Championship. Best year ever for Mark Martin.
Far and away, and of course Mark over the years had started slowly and then came on. This year it's been quick, basically out of the box. There's Jimmy Spencer. He is riding, as we mentioned, in a machine that a lot of folks didn't know if he'd be driving, or Ted Musgrave. And Steve, right now, he's just kind of tooling around in 39th.
Yeah, Eli, he started the race 17th, so he's lost 22 positions. I just talked to some of the guys on the team. Right now, he sounds okay, but his car is not. He is extremely tight, and Buddy Baker talked about the clouds going in and out. A lot of guys are in the same boat as Jimmy Spencer. Right now, he's okay, but the car isn't.
Well, we'll all find out and keep our eyes on Jimmy Spencer. Only Morgan Shepherd, Darrell Waltrip, Dave Marcus, and Ron Fellows are behind him. And speaking of Fellows, he is about to go a lap down. There he is being bypassed by Kenny Wallace and the rest. You got a feel for a guy like Ron Fellows. Here's a championship road racer, but his entire oval track experience is a couple of races at Texas, 1 at Pikes Peak, 1 in Erie, Colorado, 1 in Nazareth, PA, and 1 at Indianapolis Raceway Park. He's a great racer. Tough to make a transition, though.
But boy, has he done a great job in the road courses in these big leagues. He's won in the trucks, and he's won in Busch Grand National on the road course at Watkins Glen.
We are 25 laps complete here at New Hampshire International Speedway. Jack Roush is looking on. His best effort right now, a 3rd for Mark Martin.
One night of music, one great cause, and only one place you can see it. Farm Aid 98, exclusively on CMT. 6 great hours of live music, Saturday, October 3rd. Join America's music legends along with an all-star lineup as they make music history and help America's farmers. Farm Aid 98, Saturday, October 3rd, beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern, only on CMT.
It's the Twizzlers Show, featuring the Pullenfield Dancers.
Wendy's Chicken Caesar Pita is filled with fresh vegetables and chunks of chicken wrapped in warm, soft pita bread. Finally, something so delicious, you feel so good about eating. Wendy's fresh stuffed pitas feel good.
It's a win-win situation.
NASCAR and Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse both started from humble beginnings. But you made us bigger. You made us better. You made us faster. So consider this a quick thanks. Sure beats the heck out of a thank you card. Lowe's, the official home improvement warehouse of NASCAR and you.
Hi, I'm Mike Joins from the law firm of Joins McCarry. If you're trying to handle a Social Security, workman's compensation, or a personal injury case on your own, the monster of never-ending red tape can swallow you whole. At the law firm of Joins McCarry, we're available 24 hours a day. We offer free consultations, and we'll even come to you.
If you're hurt, call Joins McCarry.
Call Call Joins McCarty. We'll fight for you.
Welcome back. Kenny Wallace still leads. And by the way, folks, if you have access to the internet, TNN Motorsports can put you in today's race. You want to know how? Just log on to www.tnnracing.com. It is a special website brought to you by country.com. You get the live in-car multimedia information from Mark Martin and Jeff Burton and all the other contenders. Why not download behind-the-scenes news about the race? It is all on TNNracing.com, a special service of country.com. Seconds ago, we saw a change at second place. Here's what happened going through into turn number 3.
You can see Mark Martin making a move right there. Schrader sees him in the mirror, lets him go. Mark Martin is famous for doing that in the early parts of the race. If he's quick, these guys know if it was in reverse, he would move over and let them go. But I tell you what, Kenny Wallace is fixing to get a check out here to see how tough he is, because Mark Martin needs those 5 points for leading the lap.
All of this battling is great. We'll tell you, folks, that the quickest car on the racetrack is Jeff Burton right now. You see everybody else moving up towards the front, trying to pick their way through race traffic. Spencer and Darrell Waltrip inside of Rich Bickle. But it is Jeff Burton right there, middle of your screen in the Exide machine, turning laps at 126. Meanwhile, up front, Wallace just yields the lead to Mark Martin as Mark takes over the spot going into the corner, takes over the top spot. So Mark Martin now grabs the lead at lap number 33. Back to the Jeff Burton story. Let's go to pit road.
Eli, Jeff Burton is 8 laps ahead of schedule. He told me they hope to make it into the top 10 by lap 30. They've already done that. He is fighting a tight condition. They did make some changes before the race. One change that they wanted to try and happy hour, they didn't have time for, so they gambled. Frank Stoddard told me that change is making that car go to the front in quite a hurry.
Now, right behind Jeff Burton, we'll pull back just a little bit, and you'll see Andretti right there, and then the 12 of Mayfield. Buddy, it looks like off the corner, his car's been dancing just a little bit, maybe not getting the grip he wants.
Well, the back end on the car is losing a little bit of grip, and Jeremy right now is riding her out because he knows if you get abusing the right rear tire and heat it up, it'll lose all traction. So right now, he's probably cooling the tires. He can run again once he cools the tire down, but he was slipping just a bit just a second ago.
The only driver in the top 10 in points now who wasn't in the final top 10 last year. The guy who's missing, Bill Elliott, who's now back in 16th in NASCAR Winston Cup points. Back up front, Mark Martin. At 7/10 of a second back to Kenny Wallace.
Boy, Mark's making it look pretty easy right now. His car is rolling through the center part of the corner very well. You can look back. He's put a good distance. Look at this battle here. There's Jeff Gordon on the inside of Kenny Irwin Jr.
That's for 6th place.
Coming.
I tell you what, you get on the outside, they all just want to come right by you on the bottom.
Oh, and you don't turn across in front of Jeff Burton like that many times and make it.
What he did. Hear Kenny's radio, they said, calm down, man, you'll get him back, you'll get him back.
You're going to see a lot of close ones like that where the guy on the outside cuts down and the guy on the inside. You don't want to ride around any more than you have to on the outside here at New Hampshire. The problem is when the guy on the outside cuts down and just touches the right front fender of the guy on the inside, usually that means somebody's going into the wall. And we've seen a lot of that this weekend.
Burton is in 9th. A two-time winner here, as you see NASCAR timing and scoring brought to you by MCI. That is 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th on the screen right there.
Yeah, it's a pretty good gap up to Bobby Labonte, the green car. You can see just running out of the screen there. Right now, the good chassis are really flying around here, and the guys that have a little bit of trouble, they're getting in packs now, and they can't really make moves if the car is doing something else.
You think this is a physical sport? Check this out seconds ago.
Honk, honk.
Pardon me.
That's called the old chrome horn there. That's letting him know, hey, I'm running a little bit better than you, and I need by.
Did you do that when you were racing? I don't mean bumping people. I mean, did you say honk honk when you bumped them?
Yeah, kind of. Oh, my.
We're 40 laps in. Mark Martin is the race leader. Took over the top spot at lap number 34. Just joining us, no cautions, nobody in the garage area yet. Jeff Gordon led the first lap, Bobby Labonte the next. Schrader led the next lap, then Kenny Wallace led from 4 through 33, and then Mark Martin led from lap 34 through where we are right now at lap 41. To the pits, Glenn Jarrett.
And Eli, you said that Kenny Wallace led through lap 33. About lap 28, Mark Martin radioed into his crew chief, Jimmy Finning, and said, hey, we need those 5 points. I'm going to get him. And he wasted no time in doing so. It only took him 5 laps. He reported his car was a little tight when he made the move, but once he got by him, it loosened up just a little bit, and now it feels great.
That was third place that just changed there on the screen. You saw Jarrett get by and then wiggle the back of his Ford.
Yeah, Jarrett come off the corner with great forward bite, but just as he got out to the outside wall there, the back of the 88 twitched back and forth a little bit, but he's on a mission right now. He's going towards the front.
Bill Elliott on the racetrack right now. There he is, slowing down just a little bit. He's back to 16th. And Steve, even though he's going by Ron Fellows right now, I almost see a little wisp of smoke out of the back of the car.
Yeah, that's a good spot on your part, Eli. There is smoke. They didn't know at first if it was a right rear tire rubbing, but now they think it's an oil leak. Joe Garone and the team getting very busy down here in the pits. Bill may come in if it gets worse, but there is, in fact, smoke from the 94.
Not been a great weekend for Bill Elliott. There's been smoke out of that car earlier this weekend.
Yeah, he broke an engine earlier in practice, so more smoke. They're having problems.
So, looks as though Bill's got a handful, but Mark Martin's setting sail. He leads here at lap number 44 by 1.5 seconds on second place, Kenny Wallace. The McDonald's drive-thru, I believe, might be busy in just a moment.
Us, it just tastes better.
Even at 475 degrees, nothing outperforms Mobil 1. Mobil 1 0W30. Superior protection when you start your car.
As Napa drivers, you're responsible for safely delivering the best parts in the world. So I've brought in a special guest instructor. Ron Hornaday, NASCAR Truck Series champion.
You want to go to the turns about 130.
What's a safe distance to be from the guy in front of you?
5 inches. It's called drafting.
Oh?
All right, get in the truck. I'm going to have to show you. You getting all this down?
They're going to can me for this.
Our competition won't be able to explain when the only 4-door rookie in NASCAR starts blowing their doors off. Maybe they should get more doors. Ford Taurus.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Farm Aid on CMT 300 is being brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. And by the Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. Who's going to be leading at the end of lap number 50? We'll find out in just about 1 mile. You can enter TNN's Take Home a Piece of the Action sweepstakes. That's right, take home a piece of the action. If you write down who's leading at the end of lap 50, you can win a trip to a NASCAR Winston Cup race that will be airing right here on TNN. You'll meet the drivers, get autographs, all sorts of great stuff. You see the address on the screen that you need to write into, and you need to write down that Mark Martin. Mark Martin was leading at the lap number 50 mark of today's event. Just send your name along with all the pertinent information and Mark Martin's name to the address you see on the screen, and maybe you'll be joining us in an upcoming NASCAR Winston Cup race as part of the TNN Take Home a Piece of the Action sweepstakes. That is Dale Jarrett, but when we left, he was in third. Now he's in second.
Eli, his lap times right now are as fast as Mark Martin. It's just track position he's working on. And look at this little move right here. There's another beep beep. He's coming through.
And he grabbed second spot right there from Kenny Wallace. That happening 2.5 laps ago. And Kenny Schrader, you see, followed right through as well into the green number 33. So Jarrett now 2.6 seconds behind the race leader, Mark Martin. Though Martin, Jarrett, and Jeff Burton, in that order, are the 3 quickest drivers on the racetrack.
They are that, and Jeff Gordon right now has clear racetrack. He's really gaining up on the front bunch as we speak, and I've been watching Bobby Labonte also. He's dropped back through the field somewhat. He's all the way back to 8th place from starting second.
Kenny Wallace, meanwhile, has dropped to 4th. He is now 4 seconds back behind the leader. What are you hearing on pit road, Steve?
Well, as Dick Berger mentioned, they've got a Robert Yates motor, so horsepower right now is not the problem. The handling is. The 81 car is loose going into the corner and loose coming off, which means the back end wants to come around. And again, handling is the problem right now for Kenny Wallace.
Of course, still very, very early. There you see the race leader, Mark Martin. Glenn Jarrett, if we stay green as we are right now, what are we looking at as far as first round of pit stops for fuel, if not for tires?
Eli, what we're hearing down here so far is somewhere between lap 85 and 90, depending on how they figure their mileage. But I have a feeling we'll see some guys in a little bit before that. We've had some cars run out here at New Hampshire trying to stretch it too far the first time. That's the worst thing you can do. This is a flat racetrack. There's no bank to help get you back around if you try to go too far. So we're going to look for them starting around lap 83, 84, 85.
So we'll all keep our eyes open on that. We have been caution-free thus far. 54 laps complete as Mark Martin's lead is now 2.4 seconds. Moments ago when we broke away, we told you that Bill Elliott was smoking. He's still out there, and there you see Bill. As he goes by, you'll take a look at the back of the car. Normally, if there's a telltale oil leak, you'd see black across the writing on the back of the car. Well, you see the service merchandise logo is still nice and white. So I'm guessing it's got to be a tire rub of some sort, guys, or something. It doesn't look like it's an oil leak.
Eli, it could have been something as simple as maybe he made a little contact with another car and it just pushed the rear fender in just a little bit and it rubbed the tire a little bit. But I don't see any smoke in it.
Oh, look at that.
See some rubbing there.
And Freddie went wide, and Irvin and Earnhardt, and here comes Jeremy Mayfield. And the 2 of Rusty Wallace all going to go by. And Freddie changed engines this morning. The engine from his car went into Kyle Petty's car, and they took a new one out of the hauler and put it into the 43 Pontiac.
Well, Petty uses a bit of a different combination than Andretti likes, and so John didn't like what Petty had been running, gave it back to him, and now he's got the engine that he likes better in his own race car, so everybody should be happy. They get their own stuff back. And there's the 2 and the 12 again. Nose to tail. All year long, we've seen that picture. Different cars. The 12 is a car they built themselves. The 2 is a Hopkins. Chassis set up underneath both of them. Very similar. Rusty getting aggressive. Looking at the bottom. Got him.
Rusty Wallace makes the move right there. So that'll swap 13th position around. You know, Rusty Wallace, as we see Mark Martin put a lap on Fellows, Average starting spot here, 25th, but his average finish here has been 4th.
Eli Action's going to pick up as Mark Martin comes up on some pretty good race cars right now. They're just not up to speed. You can see right there, Mark Martin's closing in on lap traffic. That can really, if he gets through well, hey, he can protect his lead, but he goes in there, gets behind these cars that are running a little off right now. Jared will be right on him.
If you guys were at the refrigerator and heard us raise our voices before and came running back into the living room, here's what you missed seconds ago, this bump over there in the corner.
Now, this is a good one. Watch this.
Oh! Now, he didn't mean to do that. For the people back home, the back end of the 3 broke loose and just went up there and caught him.
There is Dale Earnhardt running in 10th right now. Ernie Irvin right behind him in 11th. Andretti is running 12th. Mark Martin right there, having gone around Bobby Hamilton, putting him a lap down. Hamilton changed engines this morning as well in the Kodak machine. That was 42nd place going a lap down. Only 2 guys are laps down, Ron Fellows and Bobby Hamilton. Dave Marcus in peril of going a lap down as Mark Martin leads by 1 7/10 seconds, caution-free so far in New Hampshire.
Chef Paul of Bowman's makes the best steaks in town, the Herald. Chef Paul is the maestro of marinade, the Herald. Chef Paul's reputation is built on his marinade alone, the Herald.
Chef Paul's secret ingredient is actually A1.
Chef Paul questioned about missing assistant, the Herald. The secret to great steak isn't just for great steakhouses anymore. A1, a marinade, a seasoning, a 136-year-old secret.
Morning skies begun to stir. It's a big day for you and her. Gotta wake feeling good to face a new stage of parenthood.
Folgers, world-class mountain-grown beans for eye-opening aroma and taste.
This morning, you know, love sometimes means letting go. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
We argue all the time as to who has the better lawn.
They're all envious of my Scott lawn, definitely.
Scott's does it for all 3 of us.
Now, during the summer, my grass takes a beating.
A heavy sun, droughts.
What the grass needs is turf builder.
About September, I put on a turf builder.
It pumps it up, it rejuvenates it,
Gives it that extra punch for the roots.
You gotta feed it.
It's beautiful lawn. Look at that.
Look at that.
Nice and green.
It's thick, it's flush.
Fall is the best time of year to put down Scott's turf builder.
Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo, recommended #1 by dermatologists. It works. Works on all 3 major itchy, flaky scalp conditions. The leading dandruff shampoo doesn't. Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo. It works.
Marty's here. Let's see a fuel injector for a Ford Pro. A starter for a Saab.
See you tomorrow, Marty.
Now get Pro Start batteries from $39.99.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us. September 20th on TNN. They call it the Monster Mile.
Oh, man.
It's a track that likes to devour race cars. Dover Downs, where the best stock car drivers in the world end up seeing red. And only one gets to see gold. It's the MB&A Gold 400. Live September 20th at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific. A part of All-Stars Week on TNN.
From the Duralube camera high above the New Hampshire International Speedway, you see the number 6 of Mark Martin bearing in on Rich Bickle, trying to put him a lap down. They just put Dave Marcus a lap down. You know what you can really see from this view, guys? We're not seeing that rubber build up and the problems you might have expected. It looks, though, again, that the track really has come in with this asphalt reconditioner and so on.
Eli, you're exactly correct. You see how the cars are coming off the corner virtually straight right now. Another thing they have going in their favor today, you can tell that the sun is behind the clouds right now, so the racetrack's cool. See a little bit of fire coming out of the car there. That's unburned fuel right out of the exhaust pipe. There's nothing wrong with that car. As Mark Martin goes through here, there's a lot of good race cars now that he's trying to put a lap down.
Rich Bickle, then the 35 of Darrell Waltrip. Meanwhile, Jeff Burton is all the way up to 6th now, closing in on Kenny Irwin. Burton's last lap, quickest of everybody at 125.8 miles an hour. So Burton, very patiently, as you see his progress right there.
Eli, I know he's running well, but Kenny Irwin's been in front of him for about 20 laps now, so Kenny Irwin's doing a great job also.
Wondering about Jeff Gordon. He is running in the 3rd spot right now, behind Martin and Jarrett. There he is, 3 9/10 seconds behind the race leader.
Yeah, he dropped back all the way to 9th spot. You see right there, he's moved all the way back up to 3rd. So Jeff Gordon's got his handling package working again, too.
Well, the rest of the story with Gordon is that he says the real trick to this racetrack in New Hampshire, be patient. He said here, the more patient a guy can be, the easier he can be on his race car, the more consistent he can be, the faster he will go. Gordon says avoid being aggressive at New Hampshire. If you're cool with the car, you're going to be fast. He's cool.
He's cool. He's fast.
Yep, he is.
Other battles on the racetrack. Dale Earnhardt in 11th. Rusty Wallace in 12th. Remember when Wallace was battling with Jeremy Mayfield before? Jeremy's fallen all the way back to 17th, if you're wondering why he's not in that picture now. And there's old Bill Elliott right behind Rusty, hanging right in there. Whatever the smoke problems were seem to have dissipated.
I talked to Mike Dean this morning. He said Bill Elliott said this car really, he liked the way it handled, he liked the way it accelerated, so he's pretty happy with the 94.
An interesting story. He's got a brand new car. That is a brand new car he's running today. When he was here in July, they brought the oldest car they had in their stable. And now they got the newest car they have in the stable. So they're trying the whole thing.
Why not? Leader is in a good bit of traffic. Still hasn't gotten around Rich Bickle. It looks, but doesn't force the issue.
No, he's got a pretty good lead right now, and he also is running up in the points, so he knows he has to use a lot of discretion as he starts to work up through there.
Got news for you. His lead is gone. Jarrett has caught Martin right on his rear deck now because of this traffic. That's what Martin sees going forward, but looking right at the back of his car, he's got the nose of Jarrett's machine. Here you see another scramble going on as Darrell Waltrip and Rich Bickle.
Eli, I told you that before we went away to break, I said one thing you can do, if you get through traffic very well, it can work for you. But right now, Jarrett's reeled him in. Look back. He's only about a foot behind him as they head down the back straightaway.
We're on lap 74. Jarrett's caught him. They are 2 3/10 seconds ahead of 3rd place Jeff Gordon. Caution on the speedway. Steve Hart in the wall, turn number 2. He was running at 35th. The only driver to run 5 different NASCAR divisions here. The Winston Cup, the Busch North, the Modifieds, and the trucks. He's not going to win here today, buddy.
Eli, a lot of damage in this area, and also on the right front corner up there. He got into the wall not only with the right front, he hit it with the right rear pretty hard.
75 laps on the board. This is right at the window, I'm sure, that these teams wanted to see, so they can come in, get fuel, tires, make a chassis adjustment or two. A lot of repairs on that Pennzoil machine. Felipe Lopez leading that crew.
Well, the real damage is the part you can't see. What it did to the right front wheel as he hit the wall there. You see they're having all kind of trouble trying to get the right front off even.
Steve was so looking forward to running well here, this being his home track, if you will, because of his roots up in the Northeast. He lived in New England when his racing days had him up here, and he said, I'm going to do well today, and unfortunately, the wall grabbed him. All right, pit stop time. Lap 76 if you're keeping tabs at home.
Oh, it's going to be busy. Look at this. Just Hamilton stays on the racetrack.
You see the triple split on the left of the screen. Glenn Jarrett, you got it.
Okay, Mark Martin's coming. They've been talking about a track bar adjustment, guys. He's been fighting a little bit of a tight condition all along. Jeff Gordon goes by him, and they have been fighting in loose conditions, so we're going to see if I can get to a vantage point here. It is crowded down here. Right side tires right now for Martin. I think we're going to see 4, yeah, because everybody wants to get a look at exactly what the tire wear is. Martin's going with 4. I have not seen the adjustment yet, so they must be going with air pressure. Great pit stop. Mark is down and away. Also, Jeff Gordon beats everybody out. Second, Dale Jarrett third, Bobby Labonte fourth, and Jeff Burton.
So there you see everybody getting their changes done. Pit stops the name of the game here at lap 76 after Steve Park tagged the wall in turn number 2 to bring out our first caution flag of the day. Back with more of the Farm Aid on CMT 300. It's live on TNN Motorsports from New Hampshire.
You can keep your car looking clean, but you got to keep your engine clean too. Newly formulated Valvoline DuraBlend motor oil is a synthetic blend that suspends the dirt, unburned fuel, and water that cause harmful deposits and reduces oil burnoff. DuraBlend protects vital engine parts, so your engine runs cleaner and better longer. It outperforms all leading conventional motor oils because a car can look great, but it's what's inside that counts. Valvoline DuraBlend.
This is the Midas Gold Muffler. It comes with a Midas lifetime warranty, and it's now just $49.95, $69.95 for select imports. Let's review. Midas Gold Muffler, lifetime warranty, $49.95. Hurry, the price of gold has never been lower.
A great barbecue depends on 7 fundamental things: the right tools, sunshine, music, garlic, molasses, onions, spices. KC Masterpiece is barbecue.
Back under caution here in New Hampshire. Check out NASCAR online before, during, or after all of the races. www.nascar.com. All the latest news, the up-to-the-moment scoring, and a whole lot more on your NASCAR 24-hour garage pass. NASCAR online. There is Mark Martin. He is technically in second right now because Dave Marcus, well, no, now we'll take the lead as Marcus pits. Dave did not stop earlier, but let's take a look at his pit stop from moments ago and see if they had any problems here. Looks like the left rear. Oh, yeah.
He wasn't done, and the jack dropped.
He was still reaching.
Yeah, but he followed it right out of that box. He was still tightening lugs as he was leaving the pit area.
Maybe a good way to break your wrist, wouldn't it? Just hang on to that gun.
Those guys don't care. They want that car back out front, and that's where it's at.
If you're keeping score at home, Marcus led lap 77. Martin takes over again at 78. There's Steve Park's machine in the garage area. Bobby Labonte, one of the big winners on pit stop exchanges. He was 10th coming in, and now he will be in 4th place. So the 18, that green and black number 18, picked up 6 spots on the exchange of pit stops.
Schrader went the wrong way. He went from 4th to 8th on that round of stops.
Remember the Kodak car, not on the lead lap.
Bobby Hamilton in the 4 car, he would love to get that lap back and be on the tail end of the lead lap in case there was another caution comes out. Jeff Gordon would just as soon he would make up that lap so he could get after Mark Martin.
In addition to the great pickup we saw from Bobby Labonte, there's how some of the other fellas came in and left. You see Schrader and Irwin losing some numbers. Basically the same, with the exception of Bobby Labonte, the big winner on that exchange of stops. Good job for Jim Makar's punch.
Pardon me, just watching the 24 of Jeff Gordon, he does not run well the first 5 to 10 laps after they restart. You can see Jarrett looking to the inside as they head off into turn 3.
Second place right there up for grabs. 88 Jarrett, 24 Gordon, 18 Labonte. Now that would have been a photo had that been the final lap. You see the Napa run down across the top of the screen. Napa, they keep America running.
He dropped
a little punch right there.
Yeah, Bobby Labonte in the green car there gets by. Until Jeff Gordon can get a break and get back on the inside of the racetrack, he's going to continue to go back towards the back of the field.
And they're all going to try to keep him out there.
His teammates said, I'm sorry, not again.
Once his enough.
I need that spot.
I was good guy earlier.
Yeah.
Kenny Wallace in that square D machine. Ernie Irvin. Earnhardt in the 3.
Oh, man.
Oh,
to the back.
Oh, they all bounce off each other. And still Gordon having trouble getting back in line.
Boy, he's going to have a birthday before he gets back to the inside of this racetrack at this, the way he's going right now.
43 Andretti won't let him in. He's all the way back to 15th so far.
Here comes Mike Skinner now. He's making a move on Jeff Gordon.
Gordon is back in 16th. Gordon is in 17th. Gordon is in 18th.
Jeremy Mayfield puts him away now.
There he is.
He's in line in 19th. So Gordon got in ahead of Rick Mast. Not your basic good lap.
Wow. That's incredible. Just going to the outside like that, losing a little traction, letting everybody get up under you like that. Like you say, your best friends are in the pits there. Nobody out there cares where you run.
You know what they say about that box they have there in the entrance to the garage area? There's a box there where they say you got to put your feelings in when you come in the morning.
Yeah, and then if there's anything left at the end of the day, you take it home with you.
Right.
And then they said there's another box that the drivers put their brains in before they go out on the racetrack.
Oh, you saw Ray Evernham. He wasn't smiling there a little while ago. Let's set everybody where they are so you know where your favorites are running. That, of course, is Mark Martin. He is the race leader. Dale Jarrett is running second. And the spread you see there, 1 3/10 seconds. Next in your picture is Bobby Hamilton. Bobby's a lap down in 41st. That's that yellow number 4. Then the green number 18, Bobby Labonte. He's third, 2.5 seconds back. Joined by the 99 of Jeff Burton. He is running in 4th. Behind them, you go back to 5th place, Kenny Irwin. He is 3.1 seconds behind Mark Martin. In 6th spot, that's Terry Labonte, the Iron Man, 3.5 seconds back in 6th. 7th is Kenny Schrader in the 33, 3.8 seconds behind Mark Martin. That's 7th place. Then Kenny Wallace running in 8th in that yellow and blue number 81. Ernie Irvin is in 9th in that multicolored number 36. Running in 10th, you'll see Dale Earnhardt. That is 4.7 seconds behind the race leader. Behind Earnhardt, there's Rusty Wallace. He's running in 11th. Bill Elliott right behind him, 12th. 13th, there's John Andretti in the 43. 5.7 seconds behind the leader, Mark Martin. Next in line after the pit stops of before, Mike Skinner. Skinner's running 14th, followed by Chad Little in 15th. Mayfield in 16th. They are 7 seconds behind Mark Martin. Then comes Jeff Gordon. He's now being shown in 17th position, also 7.2 seconds back. Then Rick Mast. Mast is in 18th place. Jeff Green in that 46, he's running in 19th position. And in 20th spot, you've got Steve Grissom, who finished 4th here a couple of times a year ago. Grissom being shown now 8.5 seconds back. Brett Bodine in car 11. He is running in 21st place now. 22nd is the 40 of Sterling Marlin, 9.3 seconds behind. Then there's a good scramble. That's for position. Ward Burton in the 22. Joe Nemechek in the 42. That's 23rd and 24th. The Tide Machine for Ricky Rudd, 25th. Robert Presley in the 77, running 26th. They are well behind now the race leader. 16 is Kevin LePage. 26, Johnny Benson. That's 27th and 28th. Wally Dallenbach in the 50 and Dick Trickle in the 90. They are all 11 and 6/10 seconds behind the leader. Next in line is Jerry Nadeau, the Cartoon Network number 9. Nadeau is 31st, 12.8 seconds back. Then Darrell Waltrip in 32nd, followed by the 91. That's Morgan Shepherd. He is running 33rd. 34th is Rich Bickle right there, the number 98 machine. He's 14.7 seconds behind. Followed by Kyle Petty, who had high hopes today, but right now in 35th, he's 15 seconds back. Then the 23 of Jimmy Spencer in 36th place. He is 15.2 back. The 7 is Jeff Bodine. The 13 is Dennis Setzer. They are also being shown well off the pace right now in 37th and 38th place respectively. Michael Waltrip in the 20 run. He's running in 39th position, 16.8 seconds back of the race leader. And then you'll cycle back on around eventually to the fellows we had talked about earlier, including Dave Marcus right there, who led laps 77 and 78. Marcus is now in 40th position. And waiting. You've got Ron Fellows still circulating out there on the racetrack. There he is from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. He is 4 laps down, Ron Fellows is. And then we bring back around to Mark Martin, the race leader. The only guy we've not talked about, Steve Park. He is in the garage area by virtue of the accident back on lap 75. And there is the race leader, and there is Jeff Gordon. Now, Gordon, let's pick up the action again, fellas, because he's been making some moves while we gave everybody that rundown. He's now being shown in 17th spot. Watch this.
Bobby Hamilton, they make a little bit of contact getting into turn 1 there. Here comes Jeff Gordon on the outside. Got good forward bite up out of the corner. Hamilton still fighting the Nels Hamlin car. By the way, Eli, well done. Well done.
That was nothing. There's something we pulled out of the back of the closet. 94 laps on the board. We're about a third of the way through. Only one very brief caution. Mark Martin is dominating thus far.
Independent rear suspension, dual shocks, and a sway bar. Rick, it's all there.
That's good, because when things get rough out there, suspension is everything.
Other manufacturers use a straight axle that bounces over obstacles, losing traction. Our independent rear suspension hugs the terrain for better traction and a smoother ride. The Sportsman 500 and the Sportsman 335 with shaft drive.
You gotta ride it to believe it.
Buy a new Polaris ATV now and get a Remington rifle or shotgun. See your Polaris dealer for details.
This is joy. This is frustration. This is pride. This is humility. This is a sport that's about more than just winning or losing. In fact, it's a sport that's not so much about cars as it is about people. This is racing. This is NASCAR.
This week on Motor Trend, it's an off-road comparison test of the world's biggest pickup versus the world's largest ATV. Motor Trend Television, today at 5:30, 2:30 Pacific on TNN Motorsports.
There's an American tire company that's been making high-quality tires since 1914. It's not the name you were thinking of, is it? Cooper. Your next set of tires.
GEX, the area's Cooper tire store with locations in Hampton and Newport News, featuring free mounting, free computer balancing, free air valves, free rotations, and free flat repairs on every tire sold. Look to GEX for your next set of tires.
Mack trucks are furnished by Clement Chevy Mack Sales. For all your truck and tractor needs, call Clement at 1-800-369-MACK. Visit, experience, shop Simpson World, a racer and race fan superstore, now open in Mooresville, North Carolina, Indianapolis, Indiana, Torrance, California, and Hershey, Pennsylvania. Race fans, you make the call. New LCI long-distance customers receive 30 minutes of free calling and a calling card featuring participating drivers. Don't delay. Call now, 1-888-TEAM-LCI.
Welcome back to New Hampshire, everybody. If you're a racer and you like games, check out TNN Motorsports Hardcore 4x4. It's available for the Sony PlayStation and the Sega Saturn system. It's in stores now. If you'd like more information about this game, it is so very realistic. You can check it out in your local retailer or go online at country.com and get information about TNN Motorsports Hardcore 4x4. Welcome back, everybody, to New Hampshire International Speedway. Lap 101 of 300, still under the green. Dave Marcus making an unscheduled stop while on the racetrack. Pretty good tussle between a couple of wily old veterans.
You can see Rusty Wallace looking as he starts down the back straightaway there. He looked to the inside of Earnhardt. Earnhardt just pulls over and says, Rusty, you're running a little quicker than I am right now. Go on by.
So that was 10th place swapping around right there in that exchange. Earnhardt's 11th. You see Bill Elliott there on the right of your screen, running in 12th. Closer to the front, that is a good battle now for 3rd place. Bobby Labonte has it. Jeff Burton wants it.
Bobby Labonte's having a good run today. Had a tough initiation to this racetrack. The very first event they ever held here was for Busch Grand National cars, and Bobby Labonte earned the distinction to being the first guy ever upside down here at New Hampshire.
Yep, I remember that day.
Yep.
What a difference a month or so makes. Not that Burton's running poorly. He's in 4th with a backup car, but remember here in July when he won, led 191 of the 300 laps. Hasn't led yet here today.
Jeff Burton has a race car that's running just a little bit sideways off the corner. I noticed it bobbled in coming off turn 4 just a second ago. The back end of the car jumped out on him. Now, whether he jerked the wheel or not coming off to stay off the wall and maybe kicked the back out, I couldn't tell. But right now, the car seems to be running up to speed. As you see him right there with Bobby Labonte, he's not losing any time.
Steve Burns is hanging out down there with Jimmy Maycar and the Bobby Labonte crew. What are you hearing, Steve?
Well, Eli, let me tell you about how busy this race team is right now at this rough part of the season. After Bristol, they came back to North Carolina. On Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the 18 team tested in Darlington. On Thursday, they came here to Loudon. Tomorrow, they'll go back to North Carolina, swap out their trucks. They'll go to Atlanta for a tire test on Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, they go to Darlington through Sunday. After that, they might test at Indianapolis. The question is, when do they do laundry?
You know, that's not the only team either that's going all over the place. Larry McReynolds' bunch leaves here and goes down to Homestead Motorsports Complex in South Florida. It serves 2 purposes there. It's really a free test because it's not a NASCAR Winston Cup track, so it doesn't count against your normal test sessions. Plus, if what we are all hearing is correct, that there's going to be a race there next year, well, you get a head start on testing for 1999.
And this guy right here, Kenny Irwin Jr., is doing a fabulous job in the 28. Running along there right now, he's running in 5th place and doing a great job. You see him just behind Bobby Labonte. He's having one of his best runs all year.
He's 5th here in a truck in 1997, one of the few racetracks, as Eli pointed out, that Irwin has had real experience on.
Indeed, when he ran here in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, if you're a Dave Marcus fan, he's just taken his car to the garage area. He has made an unscheduled stop on lap 102. Looked to us, at least from this vantage point, like he might have been out of brakes or something. There you see Dave and the crew working on the Realtree camouflage car. And they are going to go and try and get him back in the race. But Dave Marcus joining Steve Park as the retirees for the moment. Everybody else still out there on the racetrack.
No surprise to see Mark Martin in the lead here today. He said yesterday this is the best car he has ever had in New Hampshire, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
There have been 7 races here. This guy's got six top 5 finishes, and the other race he was 9th. 7 top 10s and 7 starts. This is his best car. Look out.
Finished 2nd, 4th, 3rd, 5th, 9th, and 2nd. That one blemish back in 1996 when he finished 33rd.
And he won the last practice last night, too.
Yes, he was. Quickest of the lot in that shortened practice before rains came.
Eli, Jeff Burton there in the 99 struggled to get by Bobby Labonte, but he's opened up about a 5-car length lead now, and it looks like Jeff Burton is just as fast as the leader. Track position is so very, very important here, though, on restarts to get yourself back into the play of the game here. Mark Martin sitting out there with Dale Jarrett just behind him in clear sight. I don't think anybody really had an advantage as they start to get into lap traffic again. Jarrett will probably close right back in on the back bumper.
Just joining us, only one very brief caution today, lap 75, when Steve Park hit the wall. Park and Dave Marcus are in the garage. Otherwise, we've been clean and green.
This is NASCAR. This is you. And this is us. Hot Wheels Pro Racing will get you this close to the action with Hot Wheels Pro Racing Diecast. The best of NASCAR in 3 scales. The Legends Series, unsurpassed detail in 64th scale. And Legends to Life with real racing motion and digital sound. If they drive it, we make it. On the track, off the track, in the pits. Investment quality collectibles. Because to get them right on this scale, you gotta race them on this one. We're Hot Wheels.
Break through to the new world of Mach 3 from Gillette. The first triple blade shaving system. 3 blades specially positioned to shave progressively closer. You take 1 stroke, it takes 3. So you don't have to shave the same area over and over, which means less irritation. 3 blades, fewer strokes, less irritation. Mach 3 from Gillette.
Nobody loves cars more than I do. Each one is a work of art. So when the maker of all these chose a new antifreeze, it got my attention.
General Motors now uses the deck school technology of Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze in virtually all its new vehicles. The same patented formula you can use in your car for 5 years or 150,000 miles. So do what GM did. Switch to Haviland.
I use it in my car. I only wish this were it.
Want to know the secret to the sweet tangy classic at Ben Benson's Steakhouse? A1 sweet and tangy in the marinade. A1, a marinade, a seasoning, a 136-year-old secret.
Diane, Pine Sol makes a spray?
Yeah, new Lemon Fresh Pine Sol Cleaner and Antibacterial Spray. It cleans with the power of Pine Sol and kills bacteria while it cleans.
I'm in heaven.
That must make me an angel. New Lemon Fresh Pine Sol Spray.
There's the battle for the lead. Mark Martin and Jarrett closing in. Hey, folks, you know about NASCAR Thunder, the official store of NASCAR. Listen to this. Bobby Allison's going to be appearing at the Richmond NASCAR Thunder store on Thursday, September the 10th, from 6:30 until 8:30 in the evening. And secondly, the 13th NASCAR Thunder store is going to be opening up Friday, September 18th, Roanoke, Virginia. Bobby Allison will be there. Ricky Rudd's going to be on hand. Lots of activities Friday, September 18th in Roanoke. The 13th NASCAR Thunder store opening up to better serve you and your NASCAR gift-giving needs. There you see the lead, Mark Martin. Then the lapped machine of Michael Waltrip. He is in 38th place now, a lap down. Dale Jarrett is running in second. While we watch this, let's just take you back about 24 hours ago and give you a medical update. Remember yesterday on our doubleheader telecast, Tom Bowles passed Dale Shaw, then was hit by Shaw and went up into the wall, a rather severe impact right there. The latest word for the medical center in Concord, New Hampshire, Tom has sustained a cervical tooth fracture and a concussion. A decision is being made today whether to have spinal fusion surgery or to provide one of those halos as a treatment. The good news, though, Tom has full movement in all of his limbs. He's talking. He is not requiring any breathing assistance, although he probably has no memory of the incident, which I would guess might just be as good. But good news, basically, from the neurosurgical staff at Concord Hospital up here in New Hampshire.
Yeah, Bowles is very fortunate to have movement in his legs and to have all that breathing working, and everybody is hoping for the best for Tom Bowles, keeping fingers crossed, praying a lot, too.
Amen to that. Quality racer, his family. 25 years they've been involved in NASCAR racing. And I know Tom Bowles, we look forward to seeing him back out on the racetrack again. Well, There you see it, what Mark's seen at the rear view mirror, buddy.
Well, he's looking out of the rear view mirror right now at Dale Jarrett, who has closed in quite a bit, but lap traffic just in front of him here is going to come into play. That should put them right together. As you see Darrell Waltrip there and the Tabasco car on the inside there. Where is Mark Martin going to go right at this moment?
And the cars that are double filed, Darrell Waltrip in the orange and the silver of Ward Burton, they're running not only for position, 36th and 37th. They're running for their lives to stay on the lead lap, but Ward goes down quietly.
Burton's had a tough time here. They lost the motor this morning in the garage. They found oil in one of the cylinders, so they made a hasty change. He was the last guy to make it to the grid. Last July here, they towed the team van. They've not had a lot of fun in New Hampshire.
No, they haven't.
Mark Martin's having fun today, though. See how well he's running this year. It's just hard to imagine that he could possibly run that well with what is basically a new team. The crew is all brand new cars. And I asked his crew chief, Jimmy Fennick, how is it possible to have all that new stuff and run so well? Fennick didn't hesitate. He said 2 words, explained it. Mark Martin. So I decided to ask Jack Roush what he thought. I said, how do you account for this? All new cars, new team, new crew. How could he possibly run this well? Roush said, maybe it's the driver.
I would think it is. But listen to this. I mean, how frustrating. He finishes second here a month ago, second at Pocono, second at Indianapolis, second at Watkins Glen, 4th at Michigan, wins Bristol, and still can't make up ground on the guy who's leading the points, Jeff Gordon.
You know, that's the incredible part, is how well Gordon has done in the past. Mark Martin's doing what he has to do right now. You see him going by Darrell Waltrip as they come down the back stretch. I was going to tell you something about Jimmy Fennick, though. He had a great coach, a guy named Bobby Allison, that had a lot of knowledge about setting race cars up. So he went through an extensive training program also.
Well, there you see Darrell has got a lap down now. Dale Jarrett got by as well. Unscheduled stop for Robert Presley. He's going to come in onto the pit lane, lap number 124. There you see Jeff Burton currently in 3rd, 3.8 seconds behind. We've talked about Roush Racing so much today. Jeff, do you ever feel pressure to try and keep up with a teammate like Mark Martin and the crew that we've just been talking about that has him leading here today?
When one team's doing better than the other, the team that's not doing so well wants to elevate their program and be as good. As long as nobody panics and the car owner doesn't panic and the crew members don't panic and the driver doesn't panic, that's a good thing. Because now we can work together. You know, they're more than happy to help us get to where they are.
That cooperation is something special as you see Burton go around Kyle Petty there. And look at Mark Martin in traffic inside of Brett Bodine in the 11, outside of Dave Marcus. Right behind him, Jerry Nadeau. Sometimes he's got to take the initiative. Of course, Jarrett was going to be on his rear again if he didn't make that kind of a move.
Got to make your heart flutter, though.
They've lapped up to 33rd place right now. Only 4 laps of caution today on that one caution period when Steve Park hit the wall, lap 75. Otherwise, not even been close to a yellow. So Mark Martin continues to lead. He took over the top spot most recently at lap 79, and Jimmy Fennick says, I like the way this day's going.
Are you concerned about losing more hair? Do you wonder how much further it will go? Do you wish you could do something about it? Well, now there's a pill for men with certain types of hair loss. Introducing Propecia. In clinical studies, the vast majority of men, 83%, maintain their current hair count, and most, 66%, regrew some hair. Take it daily and you could see results in as little as 3 months. Propecia is for men only. A small number of men experience certain sexual side effects. Each occurred in less than 2% of men. Women who are or may potentially be pregnant must not use it or handle broken tablets because of the risk of a specific kind of birth defect. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist and read the consumer information they can provide. Propecia, helping make hair loss history.
First you bought a home, and then you fixed it up. You added a deck, landscaped the yard, got furniture, and of course, appliances. Now your home looks great, but your bills are piling up. It's time to call First Plus. At First Plus, you can consolidate those bills into one lower monthly payment and the interest may be tax deductible. And First Plus gives you more, up to 125% of the value of your home, so you don't need equity. Just call First Plus toll-free at 888-950-MORE.
Hurry up, we're missing the best part of the day.
Catch anything yet?
Just a brake job on a Honda.
Like to watch? Pep Boys technicians are ASE certified to fix everything from rack and pinion to radiators. It's quite a show.
Is this living or what? Shh. Engine diagnosis. Very high tech.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
Thursday on TNN. Rev up your engines when Primetime Country celebrates 50 years of NASCAR with racing champ, good old number 3, Dale Earnhardt, and NASCAR President Bill France Jr. with Mark Colley and Lori Morgan. Everyone's a winner when host Gary Chapman at Primetime Country celebrates 50 years of NASCAR. Thursday night at 9 Eastern on TNN.
Winnebago Industries, the official motor home of TNN. Just stop by your local Winnebago or Itasca dealer now and see the new models available. For more information on Winnebago Industries, why not give them a call at 1-800-643-4892. There is Mark Martin. He is the race leader, and he has had basically a flawless day. Let's go back to shortly after 1:15 today and follow Mark Martin's run to the front. Ken Schrader was the man who was going to be tough to get by. Well, Mark blew right by him going into turn number 3, and then moments later he took the lead from Kenny Wallace. The swap came at lap number 34, and Martin right now is showing the way here in New Hampshire. He's come awfully close over the years to winning that best table at the Waldorf Award. Maybe this year. Only has to make up 67 points. Meanwhile, Bill Elliott has gone behind the wall. Lap 128, Steve. What's the problem?
Well, Eli, as we said earlier in the race, there was a puff of smoke from underneath the 94 car of Bill Elliott. The team did not know if it was a tire rub or an oil leak. Well, it is the unmistakable smell of the rear end that has burned up. They've gone underneath the 94 car of Bill Elliott to see if they can salvage it. Bill Elliott can do nothing but sit inside the car and wait for them to fix it.
Bill is already 8 laps down. He was running 12th when he went behind the wall. Now look at that battle. That is 10th, 11th, and 12th. Gordon, Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt. John Andretti as well.
Well, Gordon had dropped all the way back to 17th. Now he's on his way back up towards the front. He's up to 10th right now. These are good race cars that he's passing back now. Got caught on the outside and drifted back through the field. His car is real good on long runs. Short runs, he's in the way.
And of course, Glenn, I mean, he was an 18th spot in the lap 100. We've seen him 18 seconds back with 10 laps to go, and he still wins. So probably no need to panic.
Yeah, I don't think there's no panic down here right now. In fact, they keep telling Jeff on the radio, Jeff, just keep your rhythm. You're fast. I've been watching the board, and over the past 10 to 15 laps, overall, he has been about the quickest car on the racetrack. The only thing they've lost now is track position. They have a car that's certainly capable of winning a race. They just need a caution flag to help get caught back up. Right now, he is just about as quick as Mark Martin.
There you see him going around the lap car of Ward Burton. You know, we talk so much each week. Doesn't matter who's doing the telecast. We talk about a guy picking up 5 bonus points, this, that, and the other. You realize that this year, Gordon has already picked up 115 bonus points for either leading a lap, leading the most laps in a given day. Take away those bonus points and see who's not leading the Winston Cup points. That's how important those bonus points are.
They are. Right now, he's having a fit with Ward Burton. Finally, Ward lets him by there, but they were having a fit trying to get by him. People don't realize, and I didn't used to realize, when you come up on a car that you're lapping like it, he may just be a 10th off of what you're running. He's flying around the racetrack, so you don't just pull out and just zip by him. It takes a little finesse, a little bit of time.
And this has been a snarling pack for quite a while. Wallace and the three of Earnhardt have been going at it all day long. Earnhardt now looking at the bottom of Wallace's car, trying to gain position. He's got it.
11th place. Swamps around there. And you see exactly where your favorites are running. MCI bringing you NASCAR timing and scoring. John Andretti very quietly just hanging right in there in 13th. There's the King's car.
Eli has some statistics that I can't believe myself. I was reading them in the last 50 starts on flat tracks, and we call this a flat track. Anything 12 degrees or below, we consider almost a flat racetrack. The guys that have really done well, Rusty Wallace has won 11 times, Jeff Gordon 10 times. Mark Martin only has one win on this type of race as far as the banking.
Yeah, he has different degrees of successes, though, on the bigger flat tracks here, Phoenix and so on, versus the smaller flat tracks, the Richmonds and so on. He gets wheels spin in some instances on certain tracks. It's tough sometimes to figure out why. You think it ought to be the same everywhere.
Well, you know, like Dale Jarrett, he has 5 wins on this type of racetrack. So, you know, sometimes you, just like Mark Martin, definitely can drive the racetracks. You have to have the old lady luck with you, too.
John Andretti, look at how aggressive he is, looking on the low side of the number 2 of Rusty Wallace. He sure knows a lot about chassis setups here. He's been in 4 different teams in the races he has run at New Hampshire. This is only his 7th start. He missed the first event in '93, but 4 different teams he's worked with here.
And that first event in '93 is won by the guy he's trying to pass, Rusty Wallace, who started back in 33rd that day.
But oh, was he strong that day,
Isn't that something? That's 12th and 13th on the screen. Rusty is using Ronnie. That's the car that they call after Ronnie Hopkins, a legendary car builder, the late car builder there in South Carolina. That's the car that sat on the outside pole in Martinsville this year, finished 4th here in July, and did well on long runs back in July, if you remember.
If you remember about Ronnie Hopkins' chassis, he brought in what we call the drop snout, which turned the turning radius a little bit lower on the cars and made them get a better bite.
And there goes Andretti. He'll grab the 12th spot away from Rusty Wallace. But you know, the drop snouts, Mike Skinner likes it, other guys like it. Then you look at a Jeff Burton, they don't even have a drop snout car in their entire stable. Then you talk about the Hendrick bunch, who maybe it is a drop snout kind of, but they have their own geometry to it. A lot of different lines of thinking.
Absolutely, and it's driver preference too. If you like something, you like it. If you don't, it don't matter how well it works, you're not going to accept it. So it has a lot to do with driver preference.
So Skinner in the picture. He's running in 14th spot right now.
There's up front right now Jeff Bodine, about to be put a lap down. He's in 29th place right now.
You want to see why Mark Martin's running like he is? Watch down the straightaway right here. You see the 2 cars basically the same. As they get to the corner, Mark Martin's car goes anywhere he wants it to. He can run 2 inches off that yellow line if he wants to. He can run the high side.
So Mark Martin continues to lead. Most recently took the top spot at lap number 79. No one's come close to him, with the exception of Dale Jarrett, who's now 2 seconds behind.
Comfort that never quits. Red Wing shoes. Work hard.
I like to sit in traffic. I always look at it as an opportunity to talk to the person next to you. But other people don't see it that way. Lighten up. Just lighten up. You know, we're all stuck in this world together. Make it happy, you know. I don't mind sitting in traffic as long as I get Chevron with Techron. I feel great no matter where I am.
Make your car feel great. Use Chevron with Techron.
It's a party. It's like a tailgate party.
Willie
Willie Nelson started Farm Aid to win another very important race, the race to save the family farm. America loses 500 farms a week, but it doesn't have to be that way.
You can do something. Call Farm Aid and save the American family farm.
Watch Farm Aid live on CMT October 3rd. And please call 1-800-FARM-AID to donate right now.
There you see Johnny Benson in the Cheerios machine, middle of the screen, running full speed ahead and pointed in the right direction. That wasn't the case moments ago. He had all sorts of problems right there on the racetrack. This is what happened a lap ago.
Johnny Benson going on the outside of Bobby Hamilton there. Jimmy Spencer just gives him a little shot there. That was not intentional, though. I think what happens, the 26 went in, trying to get under the 4, turned a little bit, and there was just contact between he and Spencer.
What is going to happen, though, with all the time that Johnny lost, you see Mark Martin right behind him. Benson in 28th spot, Dahlin back in 27th in car number 50. We have just gotten to halfway here at New Hampshire International Speedway. The Gatorade Front Runner Award going to Mark Martin. And by the way, the leader at halfway this year has won 7 times. Does something to mull over. There you see Mike Skinner, who all of a sudden now, Matt, is in 15th. He was way back in 25th a little while ago.
Well, Eli, the problem for Mike Skinner, he's battling a loose race car off the corner. But the major concern is not the chassis, it's the windshield. As we told you earlier, the 94 car pulled behind the pit wall. They were leaking some rear end fluid. Well, it ended up all over the windshield of Mike Skinner. He's having a very difficult time seeing, especially when he goes into turn 1, when the sun is directly in his face. They're hoping to pit around lap 162. That's when Mike will hit pit road, and hopefully they can clean off that windshield and fix his loose race car.
That will be just 10 laps from now. If you're a Steve Park fan, he is back on the racetrack. He had completed 74 laps when he had his accident earlier and is now back on the racetrack 80 laps down. But he's out there in the Pennzoil machine to get whatever points he can. Dave Marcus is on the track after a visit to the garage. Oh, as Sterling Marlin and Mike Skinner had a little tussle there. Marcus is 11 laps down. Only Bill Elliott behind the wall now.
Eli, when you have oil on the windshield like Mike Skinner does, you can very well see the inside the car there of Sterling Marlin, but you cannot see in the 31. That's how much oil is on there. It's like looking through a fishbowl, really. I mean, he's having a hard time seeing.
The thing that makes it so tough here is the groove is so very narrow. You've got to be just right as you go into the corner. You miss that thing by a little bit, and you get out into the marbles, and bang, the wall is next.
Oh, Kenny Irwin.
Kenny Irwin, who was running so very well.
Schrader, too. His front end's bent up.
My goodness, they were right up there in 6th and 7th spot. Looked as though Schrader had made the initial move towards Irwin.
That changes the aerodynamics on the 28, that left front fender being bent up like it is.
Let's take a look and see what happened here and see if we can figure out who did what where.
Okay, Kenny Irwin slows there. Schrader underneath. He makes contact. There's the damage to the left front of Irwin's car.
That could have been a lot worse than it was.
Both men continued to run, though you see the aerodynamics not quite as suitable as moments ago. Mark Martin is the leader by 1 1/10 second over Dale Jarrett. We've already passed halfway.
It was a radical plan to create a quiet muffler that could also help make your engine more efficient. Introducing the new Walker Quiet Flow muffler. With exclusive sound-absorbing fiber and a free-flow design, Quiet Flow offers a combination of quiet and efficiency no other muffler can match. The new Quiet Flow muffler, only from Walker. Run quiet, run better. Now get racing merchandise or comeback certificates worth up to $50. Call for your Walker dealer.
Grady & Son make the sweetest steaks around, the Gazette. Grady & Son's marinade gives their steaks zing, the Gazette. Grady & Son cherish the secret to their tangy marinade, the Gazette.
Our secret is A1 sweet and tangy.
Grady and daughter make the sweetest steaks around. The Gazette. The secret to great steak isn't just for great steakhouses anymore. A1, a marinade, a seasoning, a 136-year-old secret.
This week on NASCAR Garage, we'll meet motorsports artist Sam Bass, follow as NASCAR officials inspect spring rates, and much more.
NASCAR Garage, this weekend on the leader for motorsports coverage, TNN Motorsports.
Shop Home Emporium first to take advantage of their ever-changing inventory. With trucks arriving weekly, they're bound to have just what you're looking for, and the prices are so low you won't believe it. Come to Home Emporium now to take advantage of these specials.
Home Emporium is having a marble tile blowout sale. They just received 10,000 square feet of imported marble tile, starting at just $2.50 per square foot. This beautiful marble is available in a variety of styles and starting at only $2.50 per square foot. Hurry into Home Emporium for the best selection.
Home Emporium is more than just a home accessory store. It's variety and quality at affordable prices.
Cox Communications brings world-class entertainment to your home and great values in this month's cable bill. You can experience the romance when you redeem this coupon from Virginia Opera. The 1998-99 season at the Virginia Opera. There's nothing else like it. Save $5 on concentrated cleaner from Dirt Buster. Dirt Buster removes just about any stain. Call today for your free demonstration or free home delivery. Sign up for service and receive either a free beeper or free voicemail for 6 months from SmartBeat. Information, value, choice. Yours on Cox Communications.
There is Jeremy Mayfield. He slowed almost off turn 2 far earlier than you'd expect somebody to slow down, even if he were coming down pit road.
Eli, he was only running about 30 miles an hour. He had to take the return road, escape roads around turns 3 and 4, coast all the way down pit road. He's out of gas, I'm sure, and now he's losing valuable track time because he did coast almost 3/4 of the way around the racetrack.
Jeremy Mayfield has had himself some problems already here in 1998. Let's take you back just a little bit ago. Last time we were here running 8th with 8 laps to go. Mayfield hit the wall and finished 30th. Then at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the wall again was the storyline. Those have been just some of the down spots in what has otherwise been a pretty good year. Look at the early part of the season for Jeremy Mayfield, then the problems here in the middle stages of 1998. Pit stop for the second place man. Dale Jarrett is on the pit lane. Matt Yoakum.
He hits his pit stall, Eli. Dale Jarrett been complaining his car was loose on entry and even worse on exit. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment and a wedge adjustment. This will be a 4-tire stop for Dale Jarrett. He came in second. We're hoping for a good stop here. Looks like a pretty good stop. Clean off the ground. He's down the lane. 19.8 seconds.
All of these stops under green, lap 163. Only one brief caution flag today. Here's Rusty Wallace coming in. He was back around 16th spot. Kenny Wallace is in also. This stop at lap 165. Dennis Setzer has been in. Ron Fellows has made a stop. Matt Yoakum.
We told you earlier about Rusty Wallace's day. First, he started out, he was tight on the first run. They made adjustments. They overcorrected. He was very loose on the last. They're going to make a 4-tire stop and try to adjust the Miller Lite Ford with air pressure. He's down and away, 17.5 seconds.
John Andretti's been in. Kenny Irwin has been in. Kyle Petty. Others all making their stops. There is Mark Martin still leading here at lap 166. Right now his lead is 5 seconds over Bobby Labonte. Other pit stops. There you see Jeff Gordon. This is lap 166. He and Ernie Irvin are on the pit lane. Glenn Jarrett.
Well, guys, I'm standing in Mark Martin's pit right now. He's coming along with Jeff Gordon. We've been listening to Mark Martin and Jimmy Finnick talk, and Mark likes the car so much they're not going to make any chassis adjustments. I'm so far back there I can't see pit road right now. We see Jeff Gordon has come in. We're on the left side now. Sorry for the confusion, but it's awfully tight back here. Now, as I said, Martin and Finnick are not going to make any chassis changes at all. No air pressure, nothing, just 4 tires and fuel. He loves the car the way it is. It gets a little tight early on, then the car frees up. He's been able to drive away from the field so far. Here's Steve Burns.
Hey, Glenn, Jeff Burton's in. They are going to make a small chassis adjustment on the right rear. They're going to transfer weight to the left front. They're making a 4-tire stop for Jeff Burton. And done.
Terry Labonte is now the leader as Bobby Labonte comes down the pit lane. So Bobby Labonte in lap 167. Others in include Dale Earnhardt. Lap 168 for these pit stops.
Wally Dolan back in with a hood up on that number 50 car, the other end of pit road. Long stop.
You see the Gillette Mach 3 pit clock. Terry Labonte now in, so he will hand off the lead here at lap 169. Steve Burns.
And Dale Earnhardt just made his stop. Didn't see any chassis adjustments, Eli. And Dick, we heard on the 50 car that they were missing very badly. They seem to have a motor problem on the 50.
The new leader now is Chad Little, as pit stops have brought Skinner to pit road. Jeff Bodine is in. Chad Little not having made a pit stop as of yet, so he will take over the lead at lap 169, but here he is. This will cycle us back around to Mark Martin eventually. So Chad Little, he'll cross the line. No, he will not. His pit stall is shy of the start-finish line, so this will still be lap 169 when he comes in to make his stop. The new leader now is the 6, as Mark Martin has cycled back around to reassume the top spot at lap number 170. And there's Bill Elliott right behind. The Golden Arches are back. He is going to be some 43 laps down, but he's back on the racetrack, and everybody who started the race is still on the racetrack. 80 laps down for Park. 43 laps down for Bill Elliott, 11 laps down for Dave Marcus, but everyone who started is still out there running again.
And we are not seeing the race anyone predicted after 14 pre-race incidents in which Winston Cup cars spun, hit the wall, just had problems of all sorts. We've had just one yellow flag today, and everybody's still running. This is not what was expected.
Eli, this is a great shot of Mark Martin. You can see his hands as he goes down the straightaway. Now, he's got a unique way of taking the steering wheel, puts his right hand over, pulls down. Look how still that steering wheel is in the middle of the corner. Now, when he gets back on the straightaway, he'll bring his hand back over there to the 10 and 2 position.
See him look out the window? See if anybody was underneath him? That's the way you want to drive your street car, too. Smoother is better. On a race car, smoother is faster.
And, folks, remember this. In the last 13 races, that man has outscored Jeff Gordon by 29 points. He's not finished out of the top 10 in the last 13 starts.
This NASCAR 50th anniversary moment is brought to you by Texaco.
The year was 1979, and Richard Petty was in a duel with Darrell Waltrip for the season-long championship. The run for the title between the two would turn out to be the tightest in NASCAR Winston Cup history. Waltrip ended up winning 7 events, Petty only 5. But in the end, the title was taken by Petty. It was the 7th and final one in King Richard's illustrious career.
Race fans. What brings them together? What draws these noble pilgrims to their hallowed grounds? Is it the speed, the passion, the thrill of victory?
No, it's $1 million.
It's the money.
It's the money.
Fill up with Texaco Clean System 3 and play Race to Millions. Get the lucky card and your driver could win you $1 million.
I thought they came to see me.
Play Texaco's Race to Millions now.
Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Here where we need you. Here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
If you ask us, it just tastes better.
Marty's here. Let's see a fuel injector for a Ford Pro. A starter for a Saab. See you tomorrow, Marty.
Now get Pro Start batteries from $39.99.
Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
Cut. Kit Kat break time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Give me a break. Give me a break. I want to take a break with that Kit Kat bar.
We are back at New Hampshire under caution, lap 176. Ken Schrader up against the wall between turns 3 and 4. The crew does not have the good view of it, but they wouldn't like it if they could see it. Here's what happened as he went off into turn 3. Dick?
Well, it was a rough one for sure. Here's Rusty Wallace on the bottom. Schrader tries to take the same piece of real estate. Side by side, that's what happens. Boom, into the wall. Then fire out the back end. Some fuel apparently leaked out of the tank. A little bit of fire, not a whole lot. You can see it coming out the spout. Little fuel right there. See it? And then pretty soon you're going to see, no, I guess you're not. Shot stopped. But there was a little flame. Here's another angle, same thing. Two guys wanting the same piece of real estate.
You know, these guys are great friends. They even share hangars at the Concord Airport, so that was unintentional. That happens. That's just racing, going down in the corner, Rusty on the inside, and Schrader coming down just a little bit. There's your fire. You see it all over the left rear corner back there.
Schrader trying to restart the car.
Caution for the second time. There is the pride of Fenton, Missouri, Kenny Schrader, getting the ride to the infield care center. While we're under caution, a chance for us to bring you the AutoZone Tech Fact, brought to you by the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. Here's Larry McReynolds.
For many years in Winston Cup racing, the tire guys would measure the difference between their left and right tires with a tire tape like this. 1/16 of an inch was probably close enough. Now, we know radial tires don't vary in size, but a little bit can mean a lot. Over the winter, we got this machine that actually measures the size of the tire down to the thousandths of an inch. Put the tire on here, start at this mark, spin it 360 degrees, watching the digital display, come back to the mark, shows us this tire is roughly 87 3/8 of an inch. Another thing we can do with this machine is with this dial indicator. We put it right there where the wheel is, and it'll actually check the run out, or how much time the tire is spent flat on the ground. Now, we're not sure how many thousandths is too much, but all I can tell you is the 4 tires that Dale Earnhardt won the Daytona 500 on was within 10 thousandths of an inch.
We appreciate Larry McReynolds and that factor, and that's exactly how you guys used to do it, right, Betty?
Wow, I mean, it's getting so technical now, and Larry McReynolds does such a great job. And if you didn't see that, would you even know how they check all that stuff? I mean, way to go, Larry.
In the old days, it was, now those 4 look okay, put them on. There's the First Plus race summary, brought to you by First Plus Financial. At First Plus, we're working first for you. Nobody out of the event. Well, now there's one. Ken Schrader's bunch is going to the garage as we are under the second caution of the day.
Even at 35 degrees below zero, nothing outperforms Mobil 1. Mobil 1 0W30. Superior protection when you start your car.
Want to know the secret to the primetime porterhouse at the Palm Steakhouse? A1 steak sauce and the marinade. A1, a marinade, a seasoning, a 136-year-old secret.
This is the Midas Gold Muffler. It comes with a Midas lifetime warranty, and it's now just $49.95, $69.95 for select imports. Let's review. Midas Gold Muffler, lifetime warranty, $49.95. Hurry, the price of gold has never been lower.
In Denton, Texas, a lot of folks who work on their cars go to AutoZone because they know they're going to find quality parts, low prices, great selection, and good people like Tom Robinson. You see, Tom's the kind of guy who really likes to help folks out. And since he's been around cars most all his life, he knows his parts, too. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town. But when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice from folks like Tom, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
What's for lunch? Cranberry and jelly. Ham and cheese. Another day.
Morning, boys. How are you?
Morning, Mr. France.
Nice looking shirt you got on there.
These drivers are ready, and they are
Bet you are, Chuck. There's the green, and the chase is on.
Chase Authentics Apparel.
That's why it's called the Intimidator.
The chase is on.
It's a fight to the finish.
Congratulations. Thanks, sir. Had a good run today.
Yeah, thanks a million.
Nice check. Nice shirt.
Yeah, thanks, you too.
Thank you.
It's the most dangerous 8 seconds on television. Hang on for the Jerome Davis Challenge. Tonight, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. A part of Across America Week on TNN.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Farm Aid on CMT 300 is being brought to you by the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Chase Authentics, the authentic trackside apparel of NASCAR is now available at NASCAR specialty stores and leading department stores everywhere. See, they have to bring the roll back out to get Kenny Schrader's Skull Bandit off the racetrack and towards the garage area. Take a look at this incident again. Watch that left rear tire of Schrader, buddy. Does that thing go flat? Take a look at this.
Okay, you see the 2 car there as they start down the straightaway. The 33 on the outside, you can see right here, he goes completely down on flat. But look at the left rear tire. I almost got it with telestrator, didn't I? Right there, that tire is flat.
And Rusty was already on the flat of the racetrack. Maybe we'll have another angle here and see. Let's just keep an eye on that left rear. Look at that. It almost looked like it might have been going soft right there.
There, you can see that. Well, they run very low air pressure. You can see the car in front there does not look like it's quite as flat as Schrader's car going down that straightaway, though.
Yeah, he was already losing air, and it might have just gone away when he went off into the corner. And you see, look at this here. Rusty came by to check on Kenny, and actually, by doing that, lost a couple of positions on the racetrack. But as you guys had said, they're good buddies, those two. A couple of the Missouri contingent, and Rusty wanted to make sure Kenny was all right, but looked like that tire was going soft.
And there's some damage to the right front of Rusty Wallace's car. Whether it happened in that incident or earlier, whether that cut the tire, who knows?
Have we ever lived before instant replay? Well, they're going to mull things over in the garage area. 183 laps are complete. This race just flying right by. Back in a moment.
If you had $40,000, would you pay off your bills, make home improvements, or keep some for emergencies? Well, at First Plus, you can get up to $40,000 or more with no equity required. And you can get pre-qualified right now. Here's how.
Do you own your home? Do you have good credit? Do you want to pay off your bills and lower your monthly payments?
If you said yes to all 4 questions, call First Plus now. Tell them you're pre-qualified to apply for the money you need. Call First Plus at 888-950-MORE.
Boom, here we go. Cut it off. People are wild about it in the restaurant.
People love this dish.
Pork.
Pork.
Hey,
guys, we're popular again.
Yeah, with mashed potatoes. That is good, I guarantee.
Husky, the toughest name in tools. Guaranteed forever. Available at the Home Depot.
There's Jimmy Spencer as we welcome you back to New Hampshire. You know the storyline. Bothered by injuries since Indianapolis. Back in the car today. Right now being shown in 18th spot. Here's a look at Jimmy. For Jimmy Spencer, it has been an August of agony. August 1st, 1998, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That accident sent Spencer into the wall. Doctors became more important than crew chiefs. Then a week later, he had to do one of the most gut-wrenching things a driver ever has to do. Turn the controls of his car over to someone else.
It was a hard decision to make. There's no question that I don't hope I don't have to do it again. I hope nobody in this crowd here has to make the decision I made, and that we don't have concussions in the sport anymore, but it's inevitable, it will. I never thought about quitting, never got scared. you know, this might sound cold, but I don't remember what happened until 10 o'clock that night. So the Lord works in mysterious ways, and he doesn't let the memory come back to say, okay, you know, this is what happened, and it could scare you. He works funny like that, and he blessed me with good health, and I'm back racing New Hampshire.
And indeed, he is back. He had an accident here yesterday morning, as we showed you on the pre-race show, but buddy, this is a guy that you know well. He drove for you, and it's good to see Jimmy back in the car.
You're exactly right, Eli. And one thing he's doing right now by running these laps, he's answering questions that doctors really can't give him answers for. He's getting his own answers right now, doing a great job out there.
Kenny Schrader's just walked out of the infield care center. Steve, how's he feeling?
Let's find out, Eli. Kenny, you had a great car, but a short afternoon. What happened on that last incident?
Last deal, I don't really know. We were already crippled from the first deal, and it just don't make a whole lot of difference. You know, I guess Rusty got into us a little bit. Our car was messed up because Kenny Irwin, heck of a good little racer. He just doesn't understand 500 or 300 miles yet. We was up to his door, and he came down, and no big deal, but we were already crippled.
All right, thanks, Ken. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Okay, thanks, Steve. With Ray Evernham. Ray, you guys lost some track position, but you got it back in the caution. Just what you needed.
Well, what we need is really for it to stay green. Our car, we were giving up a lot when we were here last time in the last 25 laps we were run. Now it won't hook up the first 25, so we kind of needed it to stay green. We were coming back at them, but we'll see what happens now with these lap cars.
Okay, we'll let them go back to work now. We're getting ready to go green.
Getting set to go back to green. Quick reminder, folks, you know Primetime Country. That's the show here on TNN, weeknights, Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, Thursday evening, September the 3rd, this coming Thursday, Primetime Country will celebrate NASCAR's 50th anniversary. Dale Earnhardt will be on the show, Bill France Jr., Mark Colley, Lori Morgan, and listen to this, Darrell Waltrip and Michael Waltrip will be singing with Lori Morgan.
That's worth turning on for.
I would assume so. Check it out, folks. NASCAR's 50th anniversary is part of the Primetime Country Show, Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, right here on TNN. Green flag is in the air. Back to work. Lap 188. Riding with Jeff Burton. He's in 5th.
Terry Mayfield in 24th spot. First guy, one lap down, didn't get his lap back so far.
And he is the buffer right now between the first and second place runners, Martin and Jarrett. The guy we're riding with, Mark Martin, has just gotten the 5 bonus points, the additional bonus points for leading the most laps here today. No one can lead more than he has already led. That's the 6th time he's picked up those extra bonus points here in 1998.
Trouble in turn 1 down there. I see Robert Presley off the pace in the 77 car as he tries to get down the back straightaway.
They're staying green.
He's picked up speed again.
Martin pulls away now at the front of the field by 0.8 of a second. Glenn Jarrett.
Guys, I happened to be looking right at Robert Presley when he got in the corner down there. He got the left side tires below the white and below the yellow line on the bottom of the racetrack. The back end just came right out from under it. He spun a 360, perfect 360, right on around and kept right on going.
There he is running, and we'll take a look at it again here and show you how the winner of the NASCAR Busch race here in 1993 got himself in trouble. We're going to hang on to that replay a second. The stuff on the track now is just too darn good to break away from.
This is awesome. This has been 2 and 3 wide, and look at the cluster of cars. Oh, dear.
How about 3 wide going down into turn 1? Now they're back single file.
And here's second place, Jarrett ahead of Bobby Labonte. They're 0.8 of a second behind Mark Martin. Back to that other pack of traffic now. Look at that.
Rusty Wallace is fighting back up there. He stopped to see about Ken Schrader, his friend. Now he's fighting his way back into position there. But he's back there where it's really, the water's a little bit rough.
That's 11th on back.
Well, part of what this is all about is many of those guys at the back of the pack, they weren't on the lead lap, so they went in and took tires and did a pit stop, adjusted their cars during that yellow flag. The lead lap guys didn't do that, so some of these fellows who are in the back are faster now.
There's Jerry Nadeau, had problems in the corner, but stays away from the wall. As you see the Napa scoring rundown, Napa Auto Parts keeps America running.
way off the pace.
Wally Dallenbach's car is in the garage area. So he and Ken Schrader, the only two teams not on the racetrack right now. Riding with Darrell Waltrip. He's in 34th spot, a lap down.
Eli, as you look back at the pack here as they're fighting around, they do pulled over, let the faster cars go by, but you can see he's back up to speed. As you look back from Darrell Waltrip's car, he's doing a great job.
We promise you a look at what happened to Robert Presley down there in turns 1 and 2. Want to make sure we show that to you. Here's Robert going off into the corner, and watch. Round and round he goes. And the guy's stomping on the binder. Spencer did a heck of a job not to run over him. And here's Jerry Nadeau.
Oh, look at this slide. You talk about doing a little dirt track in here.
Whoa. Kept it off the wall.
Now there's a guy with car control.
Yep.
Or a whole heck of a lot of luck. One.
Yeah. It's as if there was a cushion out there and this was a dirt track. He played it right.
Martin's picked up another 1/10 of a second on his lead. He's now 9/10 up on Dale Jarrett.
I'd like to mention Ricky Craven. He won the pole here in July, out of a ride right now. Talked to him this week. Said his health is 100%. He is looking forward to returning with a top flight ride for 99. If one came along in 1998, he'd finish out the season with it. But he's not about to jump from car to car. Ricky Craven, healthy, ready to go racing.
There you see the run through as we look at everybody coming by the start-finish line. Ron Fellows right there, and there is the happiest fellow, Mark Martin.
He ought to be.
He has been the leader for most all of the day. Good scramble there, 4th and 5th and 6th.
Eli, that group is led by one of the most patient guys in all of racing, Terry Labonte in the 5. Everybody a second ago said, where'd he come from? Did he take on 2? Did he take on that? He's been running well all day long.
Riding back with the leader, Mark Martin. Winding our way towards the 2/3 mark of the Farm Aid on CMT 300. As a sponsor of the Fan Tour, the Money Store is offering a $500 cash rebate on home equity loans. It's the Money Store 500 rebate. It's a great way to get rid of bills and cut expenses. And now you can get an extra $500 cash when you get your loan from the Money Store. If you're a homeowner, call 1-800-LOAN-YES now and ask for the Money Store 500 rebate.
I won!
But only if you call the Money Store.
Occasionally, time flies even faster than usual, like during the Dodge Summer Clearance, where for a limited time, Dodge Caravan, America's best-selling minivan, comes with exceptionally low 1.9 financing. Or select cash back instead, like $1,500 on Grand Caravan, or get $1,250 cash back on this Caravan, making it America's lowest-priced minivan at just under $16,900. But please hurry, while time is still on your side. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
The popularity of Cooper tires may surprise you, but it certainly doesn't surprise our dealers. Cooper, your next set of tires.
GEX, the area's Cooper tire store with locations in Hampton and Newport News, featuring free mounting, free computer balancing, free air valves, free rotations, and free flat repairs on every tire sold. Look to GEX for your next set of tires.
From high above the New Hampshire International Speedway, the Duralube aerial camera giving you a look at Mark Martin as he and other young lions head to the front. Then there are the guys who aren't really young lions. They're old dogs. Glenn Jarrett.
Hey, you know, if you've been a fan of country music as long as I have, then the two guys on each side of me need no introduction. But I'm going to try to do it anyway. This is Amos Moses. This is the All-American boy. Probably better known to you as Jerry Reed and Bobby Bear. What are you doing in a stock car race in New Hampshire?
Well, I tried to drive, but Sterling wouldn't let me in the car.
Bobby, what's the truth of the matter?
Truth is, we're up here to help pull our Tennessee drivers up to the front of this race, man. They need some help bad.
Well, if you want to know the real truth to the story here, they're here to promote their new album, The Old Dogs. These two guys, along with Mel Tillis and Waylon Jennings, have a new album out, and these two are going to be on with Gary Chapman on Primetime Country this Tuesday night, September 1st. Tune in. This is one old dog going to get off the porch. Ain't going to miss it.
Glenn, thanks a lot. Good to have those guys with us. And remember, 9 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday, September the 1st, the Old Dogs on Primetime Country with Gary Chapman, your host. And remember also that Gary and all the Old Dogs will be online at country.com that same evening from 7 until 8 o'clock. So if you're cyber surfing out there, you can talk to the Old Dogs. Pretty good music makers there, buddy.
Absolutely, and I was just thinking, he was saying he wanted to get in Marlin's car. Well, Sterling Marlin's worked his way all the way up to 13th spot, so he's doing a pretty good job today.
Yeah, from 37th, and that's the backup car. If they want to get in a Sterling Marlin car, they can probably get in the crashed one from the practice session that's sitting in the truck. But the race car, I think Sterling's going to keep.
I don't think once you clear their stomach, they're going to be able to reach the pedals anyhow.
I don't get into stomach discussion, sorry. Riding with Rick Mast in 25th position right now. We're at lap 206. Rick's completed 204, so we're a couple of laps down off the pace Rick Mast is. Mark Martin.